Ooh, so we're getting meaty today. We're talking about your core beliefs or your belief systems. So what colour are your lenses? Hi, my name's Christine Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women who are getting happy and growing into the very best versions of themselves. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so and ring the bell so that you're notified when a new video comes out, which is now going to be on Thursday for a while, so don't miss it. So, if you want to stay until the end and join me for Coffee with Chrissie this week, I'd love to have a chat with you. But for now, I want to get straight into the video, and talk about your belief systems. Now, on Happy Stuff and Fluff, what I like to do is to give you the space to think about some of the big questions, because as I've said many times before, you don't very often give yourself the time to sit down and think, what are my core beliefs? You don't need to, because it all works on autopilot, if you like, but this is what we need to stop, and this is what I want to do today. I'm not necessarily giving you any, well, I suppose I am. I was going to say I'm not giving you any tips on what to do or answers or any of those things. This is just, I just want you to give you food for thought. In this video, we'll move on in the next videos to take this a step further. So, belief systems then. These are the beliefs that you hold that help you to make sense of the world and to live in it effectively. And these beliefs act like a lens through which you see the world. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't want you to think about it too much. I just want you to either say the answer out loud or think it in your head. You're finishing this sentence. Are you ready? I believe that the world is... Now, hold that thought. I'll come back to it. Okay, so back to your belief systems then. They are your most deeply held perceptions or assumptions about yourself, about the world, and about other people. And these belief systems are so often embedded in your psyche, as I said, that you're not even aware of them. Nevertheless, they are the viewpoints by which you view the world. So where do your beliefs come from? Where do your beliefs come from? Well, just have a look at this. Okay, so your belief system is made up of all of these things. On the left there, they include your values, which we talked about last week, your attitudes, your experiences, and your conditioning. A lot of your belief system, of course, is kind of created from your childhood, from your parents, and then from your peers, from your teachers, then your experiences, and your attitudes, the way you interpret all of those things and how you behave and so on, and your beliefs. So all of those things together make up your total belief system. Now, the thing is, when something new happens to you, and you're faced with new information, what you do is, again, subconsciously, unknowingly, you compare it with what you already know from your previous experiences, your conditioning, your beliefs, and so on. Your belief system, and this helps you to process this new information or this new experience. Okay. Now, obviously, people have different core beliefs and different belief systems made up of different things, which is why two people can be experiencing the exact same situation, but think, feel, and behave very differently about it. Okay, this is precisely because that they have a different belief system. Of course, we have shared belief systems in society. So, for example, in general, we believe in the need to be polite to each other in order to live together harmoniously. That's a shared belief. But it's your personal beliefs I want you to give some thought to. Of course, you might believe that. It might be one of your personal beliefs that we need to be polite to each other, and that's okay. You may believe that too. Some beliefs are positive and help to protect us emotionally and psychologically. And as I say, that's one in particular. Being polite to each other helps us to get through and live in the world in a more harmonious way. So that's a very positive belief. I was brought up to believe, for example, that you should do unto others as you would have done to yourself. Other beliefs are not so positive. Just a quick example here. A belief, for example, that money is the root of all evil. We hear that said a lot, at least I used to do, and it was one of my beliefs that thankfully I've grown out of over the years. But the thing is that these beliefs that you hold dear, that are your core beliefs, are almost self-fulfilling prophecies because they attract evidence to them that makes them stronger. In fact, you even look for evidence to make your beliefs stronger, to confirm your worldview of things. That's why. And it makes you feel good. Unfortunately, however, then you also reject anything that challenges your beliefs. Now, these are things that you may never have thought of. You may even disagree with me, and please, if you do, tell me in the comments box. You might think this is all nonsense. I'd love you to tell me. But when you think about that you look for things that confirm your worldview and reject things that don't, let's look at that example then it's a simplistic example, but let's look at the example of a belief that money is the root of all evil. Let's just say, for example, you are looking in the newspaper and you see a headline which says, the headline tells you that some very famous rich person has been caught doing something very wrong against society or just wrong in general. Now, you will be attracted to that headline and you will relish reading it, because as you're reading it, it's going to confirm your belief that money is the root of all evil. Now, if you're looking through the same newspaper and you see a headline which says a very famous and rich person did some philanthropic act or did something incredibly nice for someone, then you're likely to look at the headline, not even bother reading the article, and think something along the lines of, well, he can't be that nice. You don't get his kind of money without being a bad person. Or you don't get his kind of money without doing people down, or those kind of thoughts, and so you will dismiss that article. Okay, now you may not have that belief, money is the root of all evil, but you see where I'm going with it. Now, the thing is, well, let's just say, what is a belief? Well, for a start, it isn't a fact. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking until it becomes your truth. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking and thinking and thinking over the whole of your life until that belief becomes your truth. And they are very deeply embedded into your system, into your belief system, and therefore difficult to change. Possible to change, but difficult to change. So let me go back to your answering of the question. Now, if I said to you, I believe the world is, and you said, a beautiful place. Okay, your world is likely to be a beautiful place, and you are likely to be a very positive person. If, on the other hand, you said, I believe the world is a dangerous place, then that's what you are going to see. And that's how your life is going to be. You're going to be living your life fearful because you believe the world is a dangerous place. And it's exacerbated all the time because you are looking for things to confirm that worldview. All the newspaper headlines, especially at the moment, all the television headlines, they are the ones that are going to catch your attention, the ones that confirm your worldview that the world is a dangerous place. Okay, now we're not talking about being positive and negative here, we're just talking about those beliefs and the effect that those beliefs could have on two different people watching a television programme. One with a positive worldview and one with a negative worldview, watching the same situation unfold on television, but having different reactions and responses to them because of what they believe. So what I want to say to you is that your beliefs are just that. Thoughts that you've kept thinking. And even if a core belief is inaccurate, like, for example, the world is flat and not round, it still shapes how you see the world. And harmful core beliefs lead to negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviours. Why is this important to us on Happy Stuff and Fluff? Because your personal belief systems are the very ones that drive your intentional activity. And if you remember when I talk about positive psychology and when I talk about happiness, don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about. I am going to be redoing and talking about positive psychology quite soon. But your intentional activity is made up of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And your personal belief systems drive those things. If they are constantly negative, then your happiness levels are going to be quite low. That's why this is important to us. Ooh, lots of food for thought. So here are some facts then about core beliefs. You are not born with them, they are learned. Core beliefs tend to develop in childhood. Information that contradicts core beliefs is often ignored. And core beliefs tend to be embedded and long-standing, and as I said, difficult to change, but possible to change. Now, I've given you a lot to think about there, but I do want you to think about it, even if you just giving it some thought while you're cleaning the house or you don't necessarily have to sit down and journal, but would it be a great idea to do that? Because, of course, what the next step here is, once you understand the core beliefs, and you can ask yourself, where does that belief come from? That's a question to ask yourself. Where did that belief come from? And see if you can trace it back to either your parents or your siblings or your teacher telling you something that developed a core belief in you. And for now, just think about it. Because when we do part 2 of this, which won't be next week, but we will be doing it soon, we'll be talking about limiting beliefs. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Food for thought, I told you. And just so that you know, my lenses, these are not pink, of course. My lenses tend to be mostly pink, I think, with a little bit of grey sometimes. Think about that too and tell me in the comments box. Okay, if you're sticking around for Coffee with Chrissie, I'll see you in a second. Welcome to Coffee with Chrissie. I know, look at that cup. It's one of my favourite cups and it's so old, it's faded. Do you have a favourite cup? Mr. Kitchen gets exasperated with me because there are some cups I just don't like to drink from. The rim has to be a specific thin rim and not a thick rim. I know. Poor Mr. Kitchen. Yeah, so I just wanted to have a quick chat with you, really. It's the inauguration coming up, and I know in the US there's lots of unrest and so on. I wanted to say to you, I understand lots of you have told me how concerned you are about your country and are worried about the things that are happening at the moment. All I would say to you is try to hold positive thoughts. Try to think about your country will come through this. There's no question about it. The US will come through this, and for the better. I know it's difficult to see that at the moment, but I think it will. And America's too great a country to let this. It's a blip that you're all going to learn from, just like we're doing the same with COVID. I know you have that as well. What I'm trying to say to you is don't let it overpower you with negative thoughts, because as we know, those things, negativity attracts negativity. Think about the outcome you want for your country. Pray for that. Hold it in your mind. And fingers crossed, and I'm sure all will go well. This is Sunday, when I think the inauguration's on Wednesday, so by the time you watch this video it will all be over with. Whatever happens, I'm pretty sure the security is going to be hot, but whatever happens, try to hold what you want for your country, the outcome, not necessarily what's happening at the moment, but what you want for your country. And if there's anything you can do to help that situation, then do that as well. But try not to get sucked into the negativity of it all, is what I wanted to say to you. So COVID in the UK, how are you coping with COVID here? It's going on a long time, this lockdown, and it's going to go on all the way through February, I think. So keep watching the videos. As I say, I try to, on this channel in particular, we're all about what's going well and how to maintain or to build our resilience that's going to take us through these tough times. And COVID is obviously, and the lockdown is one of those things. There is light at the end of the tunnel, of course, and I think that's what's keeping us going on this one. Actually, I must just say, some of you am I interested in fashion? I talked about skincare, and I will be doing an update. The reason I haven't done one for such a long time is when I find something that works, I stick with it, and I don't want to do a video about something unless I've had a few changes, and I have now made a few changes to that, so I'll be doing a video on that. But yeah, it's cashmere. It's actually from, you see, if I had the room to do it, I would do some fashion, because like I've said to you about skincare, I think if you feel you look good and you feel comfortable in your clothes, it gives you confidence and helps you to get out there and show up in the world the way you want to. Of course, I'm not going out there showing up in the world at the moment, so this is a lovely, it's like a poncho thing, if you can see, and it has a hood on it. Shall I show you? It has a hood on it. I'd actually go out with this on. It's loungewear from the White Company, and I have some matching wide leg trousers. Now, whether I'll wear them both together or not, at home I would, but certainly the wide leg trousers, I'll link them below, and then you can have a look and see what you think. Bit spendy, as the saying goes, but so comfortable and so lovely, and I think I shall be living in this suit all through February. So that's that. What else? Oh yeah, what are you watching on Netflix or on Amazon? We've kind of exhausted all our viewing, I think. We're watching Billions at the moment with Damian Lewis. We started to watch it time before. We watched the first series, started the second one, and we weren't so sure about it. But this time we stuck with it and are really enjoying it. And I think there are 6 seasons of it. So yeah, we're enjoying that. I'm reading Ken Follett's new book, which is the prequel to Pillars of the Earth, and it's this big, which I'm happy about because I can get my teeth into that, and I like his writing, I have to say, but I'm always open to suggestions on books. And you know how we all have a genre that we like? I'm stepping out of my genre a little bit. Maybe you should do this too. I've just finished watching a series on Amazon called The 100 or The 100. It's a sci-fi thing, which is not my thing at all, and I thoroughly enjoyed it to the extent that when I came to the last one, I was quite undone about it. It's really taken me out of myself. I would never have thought I would have enjoyed that kind of series, but I have. So, in the comments box below, tell me what you're watching, what you're reading. That would be great. And for those of art lovers of you watching, watch next week, because I'm going to talk about another painting. Okay, and I'll see you then. Until then, guys, try to stay positive, stay safe, and yeah, my fingers crossed for you guys in the US that all runs smoothly this coming week. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.